And welcome back to another edition of How to Use Your PreSonus StudioLive Series 3 console with your host, James Attaway. We are here at Attaway Audio Studios, and I'm showing you the user layer on your console. All right, enough of the fake British accent. I will leave that to Josh and the crew at JHS. But today I'm going to show you the user layer for the PreSonus StudioLive Series 3 console. If you're new here and you haven't checked out the other videos on the PreSonus StudioLive Series 3 console, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you can check out the other playlist linked down in the description below. So, we're talking about the user layer, because one of the things that kind of stinky about some consoles when you're linking stereo channels is that you've got to be an odd even. So for my overhead, my left side needs to be on 5, my right side needs to be on 6. I cannot link 6 and 7 together. But the user layer lets all these problems melt away, and we're left with wonderfully flexible way to set up our console while retaining, normal good stuff with our setup and routing and channel order and all that good things. On our inputs layer, right, we've got your standard thing. You can see I've got kick, snare, tom-tom, overhead left and right, or ride and hat, because left and right can get people can have a lot of opinions on which one is left and which one is right? Is it drummer's perspective? Is it audience perspective? Labeling it hat and ride just makes sense. I've got the drum machine stereo, guitar stereo, piano stereo, and then I've got the bass. So this is my problem, right? We're going to try to overcome this problem with the user layer, and we're going to save a lot of space on my work surface here by combining these stereo channels and only having to have one. Because when you select one and move it, it does the other. And then if I select this one, it selects the other. So I don't have to have both faders there. I can have it take up one spot instead of two. And, during showtime, I'm not messing with pan stuff too much. And either way, the pan is just a width control here with the stereo channels. You don't get to pan it halfway over here and all the way over here. That's just the way it goes, because this console is set up for live sound. So that's what we've got. We also can take our DCAs and move them over here or next to what we want them to be. So we could have drums and then the drum DCA if we wanted. I'll show you how some of the stuff I can do there. I can also have my effects returns, my DCAs together if I want to do that. So here we go. Let's load up the user layer. I'm going to hold down user and then we get a blank set of inputs. If I take off the selection for the right side, that goes away, and these are available as well. So for my first one, I hold down select, and on the screen here pops up a list of all the different things that can go there. So I'm going to select kick, and now my kick drum is on channel 1. Select number 2, going to go to my snare drum, tom 1 on number 3, tom 2 on number 4. Now you might be thinking, James, you haven't done anything yet. Just wait, we're getting there. On number 5, I'm going to select our overhead channel. And on number 6, I'm going to select our SPD channel. So now I have saved 2 faders and they're still stereo linked. Everything's working great. On number 7, I'm going to go ahead and select the bass, because I just like having my bass right after my drums. It's what I like. It's got muscle memory, even if it's a new input list. I don't want to be hunting around over here for bass when I'm used to being right after my drum stuff. So the bass is there. Now I can go on to guitar, piano, and now I can do all my headset mics, right? This setup was for the Pedals the Musical Show, thus I'm repping my shirt, and there were a lot of headset mics. There were 10 headset mics and an extra wireless handheld just in case, because you never know when something's going to fail. And stuff fails. That's live theater for you. We've got our narrator tracks. Curious note for you guys. I also double patched my headset mics into a group over here so that I could have them not tuned, because although these singers were fantastic, live streams can really highlight any pitch instability. So I made sure that any monitoring, or if they needed any monitors, I wanted to be prepared to have untuned channels being able to go to their monitor wedges if that's what they needed. So nice little pro tip. Be prepared if you're going to do vocal tuning to have safety or untuned channels ready to go back. Then on my user layer, let's say I want to set up all my band DCAs, right? So that I can leave all these here. They're available if I need them, but I can mostly mix in, or let's say the drums aren't on, but I don't want the drum mics open until they come in. I want to hit that cue and ride them up. So I'm going to hit select here. I'm going to scroll down on this page till I find my drums DCA. Here we go. We're to the DCAs, drums. Now on the next one, I'm going to select guitar, and on the next one, piano. Then I'm also going to have my vocal effects because I want to be able to ride that down when the vocals are speaking and not singing. In a musical, this happens. I also have other groups that I had for different background vocal sections, and that didn't work as well as I wanted it to. Now, I can go back and start putting my headset mics on there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hey, we're back. We've got all 10 headset mics on our first layer, all of our band stuff, and we moved all of our effects, VCA or DCA, our drums and our piano stuff over here. So I've got everything that I need right here in this section. I could have a bunch of different options. One would be to have my, let's say I wanted to have the narrator right here. So the narrator tracks came in on a tape input. We'll go to the user and select narrator. So now narrator is here as well. That's ready to go. If I need any fine-tuning adjustments, it's fine. Although on a pre-recorded, like pre-planned show like this, the narrator was on a track, so I just had them make sure that all the levels were balanced before it got to me. The less I have to think about that, the better. And that's really what setting up your console and doing it well is all about. It's setting it up so that it works for you, not against you. If I wanted to be specific about my effects returns, let's say I want to have my effects returns over here. Effects return A, B, C, and D. So A, B, C, and D. So now my effects returns are all right here, ready to go. I've got the master over here so that I can mute it while they're speaking, but then I can make my adjustments over here as well. This is a pretty handy setup so that you can get everything where you need it and not take up more real estate than you need. If you liked this video, go ahead and hit thumbs up. And if you hate this fake British accent, hit thumbs down. I don't really mind. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe and don't ding the bell. You don't need more notifications in your life. And these videos are not earth-shatteringly important that it means that you need to be bothered from what you're doing in real life. And remember, it's all about the low end. Avoid the sound tech solo, and nobody leaves humming the kick drum. We'll see you back here next time on Attaway Audio.